Good evening, I'm here. I'm not waiting the full length of time before the music gets to the part where I normally come in. Hey, Kyle. Hello. It is 1:16 a.m. on Thursday, April 23rd. I'm late, as expected. And I got out of work quick tonight, too. I just took a long time to get stuff done. I'm here. We're going to start with Ace Attorney tonight, and then do Tomodachi at the end of the night, just to give this game a little more breathing room, so I'm not, like, cutting off at a specific point, or at a non-specific point. I actually don't know what point I want to stop on this, so we're gonna just move ahead here. So last time we continued the trial of Maya Fey. We continued to discuss the third party at the scene. We met the weird bearded guy again, who ended up revealing himself to be a rebel named That's a Rebel, and he escaped, and he seemingly proved that Maya was the one that killed the priest. And we actually got found guilty, but we didn't get sentenced to death or anything, because as we were getting the guilty sentence, another body was found dead, and Maya's being blamed for that too. So now we get another day to investigate, and presumably the punishment will be doubly severe the next day if we fail. So in a weird twist, we're having a bigger murder charge on us to get more time. Literally like we're literally roguelike murdering right now. We're roguelike lawyering. We took the risky buff in order to get some extra time, or risky debuff in order to get some extra time here. Speaking of roguelikes, I wasn't the biggest fan of the garlic-like Vampire Survivors game, but the new game they just put out, Vampire Crawlers, I think, or Hunters. I think it's Crawlers, actually. That looks good as fuck. I might have to play that at some point. It's roguelike turn-based RPG with like card deck RPG. Good distraction from the YouTube hole you're in. That doesn't make sense. Yeah, Double or Nothing. No, it does make sense. Get out with that name. Oh, trust me, the puns are awful. Anyway, we went to see Maya, and she said to get something important from her bag back at the High Priest's house. The Book of Secrets. And, yeah. I think that's really all that's worth mentioning. So if you missed the last stream, here's what happened. A guilty verdict, 2 dead bodies, and another day to investigate. You've kind of missed nothing other than that. Other than just details about the crimes and stuff. What? Yeah, I don't know. Hello, anybody home? No answer. Mrs. Inme's probably out right now. She's out her. In me and out her. Well, I'll just get what I came for. I'm watching you like a war bod, barbed head. You better not steal anything. You said that the same time when your Mies on your island said Book of Secrets too. Wait, really? That's literally what we came here to find. I'm just here to get what Maya asked for. Then get on with it. What if you'd stop interrupting me? Ah, here's Maya's bag. What is that strange patch on her bag? It's the Steel Samurai. He's the hero of an action hero show back in my country. It's weird that they say hero twice there. Steel Samurai. It's actually Maya's favorite show. She's got all sorts of merchandise related to it. I see. He looks so strikingly similar to the Plumed Punisher. They are similar, but Steel Samurai definitely came first. I see. How interesting. Rafa seems genuinely intrigued, though. Must be some common thread between Plumed Punisher and Steel Samurai fans. Come to think of it, didn't Maya mention something about trading with the Plumed Punisher fan? But I digress. I better find what she asked me to look for and get going. Let's see here. Very crumbly-sounding bag. That must be that tome of secrets that Maya... Oh, it was the Tome of Secrets that Maya was talking about. It's so weird that we brought that up the moment someone in your game said Book of Secrets. This turn of even playing Spirit of Justice be for Tomodachi this time. Yeah, I'm switching it around. Just so I could give Spirit of Justice a little more breathing room tonight. Tome given to the one who will play the role of Lady Khura in the Purification Rite. Purification Rite. Well, Barbhead, are you finished now? Hold on a second. The string around it is coming undone. Whoops. Oh. Ah! You fool! Do not lay eyes upon it! Put it away, quickly, before we go blind! Relax, my hand just slipped. This is the Tome of Secrets. Are you trying to get us cursed? Lady Khura is liable to swoop down and gouge our eyes out. Also, hey, Wolfie, how you doing? Oh, right, this book is related to Lady Khura, isn't it? Your benevolence, would you mind if I ask you some questions? You mean, would you mind if I ask your assistant some questions? Priestess acting as Lady Khura's representative must know her name. That name is Imsan. Speaking this name is unforgivable. Lock this knowledge deep in your heart and devote yourself to prayer. You fool! Why have you put the Tome of Secrets before me? What's the big deal? Stay back. Come no closer. Hey, this thing's actually pretty useful. Looky here, your benevolence. It's the Tome of Secrets. If you do not desist this instant, I shall have you put to death for the crime of blasphemy. Sorry. Looks could kill, I'd already be dead. That's how immature Phoenix can be sometimes, but then again, he's younger than I am now, so... And what's that say about me? Tome of Secrets. This is not something I would normally speak about to an outsider such as you. Well, can't you make an exception? If you insist. Nana? Yeah, exactly. What of this folding book? Yes, I see. This very important tome was bestowed upon the priestess in the Purification Rite. Very important. Very expensive. What's written inside? Yes, I see. Really? Is it all right to reveal that? Your benevolence? Also, Maya just said all this stuff to Phoenix. Patience! The book contains Lady Khura's true name. Her true name? Is a name really that important of a secret? To a Khura'inese priestess, a person's name is one of the most important things to know. What's so important about a name? Without a name, a priestess's voice will fail to reach a person's mitama. It is much like trying to send a letter without the recipient's address. A spirit can only be identified once you know the deceased's face and name. Oh, I get it. It's like when you see someone in a crowd you recognize, but you don't know their name. Makes it impossible to get their attention. Indeed, you must know a spirit's face and true name before you can commune with it. It is the same for the Khura'inese most secret art. One that my mother alone may use. The Queen is a secret art? It is something a foreigner such as you could never hope to guess. In Khura'inese, spirit channeling is a secret art that can only be performed by the Queen. No one else is supposed to be able to do it. I should pretend this is all new to me. Besides, I get the feeling she secretly really wants to tell me all about it. The Queen's secret art. Could you tell me about the secret art of the Queen you spoke of? Come again? Oh, sorry, maybe we shouldn't talk about this. It is a secret after all, right? It is the secret art of spirit channeling. But I suppose those words are meaningless to you. I'm just surprised how willing you are to tell me about it. A third-rate lawyer cannot channel spirits simply by learning of the technique. Third-rate is a bit harsh. I'd even settle for second. But you got a ghost pet. Nice. What is it? You have the look of a tentacled hag frog upon your face. The fuck is that? The heck is a tentacled hag frog? Spirit channeling. That's where a medium lets a spirit possess her body to return to our world, right? Well now, I see you have done your homework. Oh, I guess I studied a bit. With the power of spirit channeling, one can bring back even the most ancient of spirits. It's quite a magnificent power, is it not? Never seen her eyes light up like this before. Imagine they're pretty shocked when they come back from ancient times. Indeed. A spirit's memory is cut off at the moment of death, so even a spirit that is brought back after centuries doesn't sense any gap in time. Between the moment of its death and the moment it's channeled? Yes, and yet it clearly recalls all the memories it had in life. Thus, even heroes and scholars of antiquity can be channeled and directly learned from. Our queens have also used this power to help the rulers of neighboring lands seek counsel. That is why we have never been invaded and how we have maintained our unique culture. So spirit channeling is a really effective tool for international politics. It is indeed, and that is why only those with the power to channel spirits may rule our kingdom. But of late, there's been an endless influx of illegal immigrants from neighboring lands. Uh-oh. The fools come seeking the same great power as my mother. Illegal immigrants? Yes, it is becoming quite a problem. Some have lost their way in life and look to Khura'inese for their salvation. Among them are also those of dubious nature who have been driven from their own lands. Dubious nature? Driven from their own land? Well, gasp and pain definitely fits that bill. But they sure weren't treating him like an illegal alien. You channel spirits, your benevolence? I am but the royal priestess. There is still much that I must learn. As of now, the divination seance takes me to the very limit of my ability. So her spiritual power... Blech. So her spiritual power doesn't measure up to Maya's. You were just mocking me in your mind, weren't you? Don't be ridiculous. It is written all over your face. Wow. It is written all over your face, you impudent nincompoop. The divination seance was once one of the most important roles. I'm losing my place already. Wow. This stream's 12 minutes in. Yeah, that was worded a bit awkwardly, I think. The divination seance was once one of the most important roles fulfilled by the queen. That is what my mother taught me when I was little. So the queen can perform the dance of devotion? That'd be a sight to see. Someday I'll be a powerful priestess and queen, just like my mother. And the divination seance is a vital part of my training to prepare me for that day. Forgive my ignorance, your benevolence. You shall see. It will not be long before I too master the secret art of spirit channeling. I'll be a magnificent queen who unites her people for the greater good of Khura'in. Now I see. Spirit channeling is something she really aspires to. I'm going to ace that test to become the next master. After all, I can't let my clan and the other villagers down. Looks like she actually has something in common with Maya. Are you quite through now? There are more important things to do than stand here and talk about spirit channeling. That's true. Doesn't have anything to do with this case as far as I can tell. Or does it? If the queen is a spirit medium... Are you about to suggest that my mother was channeling Lady Kira? I guess she saw that one coming. Lawyers are indeed a witless breed. On the day of the rite, my mother was engaged in other duties at the palace. Of course. My mother is a very busy woman, and the idea itself is preposterous. Do you truly believe the Queen of Khura'in would personally battle the insurgents? This is precisely what makes you third-rate. Another dead end. This is bad. Anyway, I need to continue looking for leads, so... Over there! After him! Don't let him escape! He needs to chill, yeah. What is all that racket? What? That escaped prisoner has surfaced here in town. Escaped prisoner? You mean the guy with the bushy beard? There's no reason to panic. The police are on his trail. He's no longer a suspect, but he might know something considering he was at the scene of the crime. Phoenix, are you really gonna try to find an armed insurgent? Let's go take a look. Wait! May 11th, Khura'in. Bizarre. Oh, my aching back. Forgot how badly I'd injured it. Ow, ow, ow. I need to do some more stretching and exercise when I get back home. Ah, Mr. Wright! Hey, Albie. That's a rebel. Have you seen him? Oh! Are you alright, sir? 1 second. Have you seen that escaped prisoner around here? Oh, so that's why all those police came rushing over here. Heard them saying something about an escaped prisoner disappearing in this area. He disappeared. Couldn't have taken to the air again, could he? Barbed head. I told you to wait. It's too dangerous for you to be around here, Benevolence. Mr. A rebel could be lurking nearby. Dying Squirtle. What sort of princess would I be if it all took was an escaped prisoner to frighten me? She's fearless, I'll give her that. I can't be responsible if something happens to you. As long as I'm here, though, I might as well search the area myself. If I were an escaped prisoner, where would I hide? Have you noticed anything around here? I haven't seen the escaped prisoner, but I did notice how slow you run, sir. It's just the high elevation. I'm out of breath before I know it. It's like when I went to Denver for the first time, for Denver a couple years ago, and I actually had trouble sleeping the first night because the air's thinner, so I couldn't breathe as deeply. Let me tell you, Colorado and Denver, it's such a weird, like, flat area. Like, it's weird to be, like, on the train from the airport to Denver, and it's just like endless stretches of flat nothing. The police said the escaped prisoner vanished right around here. There aren't any really good hiding places, so where could he have gone? Maybe he melted into the crowd. You should be careful, Your Benevolence. You need not tell me that. I'm not a child, after all. Okay. Old lawyer? He's like 36 or 37 in this game. I'm gonna be 39 in 2 months. Okay, yeah, this is all dialogue we've heard. Turning into dust. So, Mega Man Star Force Legacy Collection got a free update today. Not an update. It's weird. It's actually considered DLC, but it's free. You have to download it from the eShop. They added in music from all of the main Battle Network games to use in-game. Essentially, they've added all of the battle themes from 1 through 6, 5DS, and 4.5. And then, as well, they added in the victory themes and the basic internet theme for all of them. It's not a lot of variety, unfortunately. Like Liberation Battle isn't there from 5, which is kind of a shame, but it's essentially, they're just meant to be packs of music that replace the specific songs in each game. Because if you go to the soundtrack option in the menu, it actually lets you set it by, like, specific game. So you could set it to, like, specifically Battle Network 2 if you want that battle theme, if you want that internet theme, battle theme, boss theme, final boss theme, and victory theme playing. I don't know why I'm doing this. This is all the same dialogue. But yeah, it's amazing how much love Star Force Collection's getting. I wish the Battle Network Collection got that much attention when it came out. It was released and that was it. Open manhole. That manhole cover. It's open. Whoa! What is it, Shadow? Did he sniff out someone or something in the manhole? I wonder. Could Shadow track Mr. A-Rebel's scent? Could Shadow track Mr. A-Rebel if he had something with the Rebel's scent on it? I don't know. I feel like I've got something with Mr. A-Rebel's scent on it. Something he might have touched. What would he have touched? Oh, the flag. Here, Shadow. How about this? Hope it works. Puppy. I think he's picked up a scent. Mind if I borrow Shadow for a bit? By all means. I had no idea you could do this. Yeah, go get him, boy. Oh, woo. Your Benevolence. I'm heading down the manhole now. I mean, that's quite something to admit to a 14-year-old there. Could be dangerous, so please wait here. Wait! Don't worry, I won't commit any of those misdeeds you're so worried about. That is not what I fear. There may be a vicious insurgent lurking down there. Oh, are you worried about me? No, I was simply wondering why you would go to such lengths in your investigation. After all, if you would simply withdraw from the case, they might commute your sentence. Doing this to prove Maya innocent. But how can you be so sure of the accused's innocence? She's already been found guilty. Don't worry, maybe this extra day in court is a blessing from the Holy Mother. Let's use it to our advantage. We'll turn this trial inside out and upside down. You'll see. Okay. I believe in her. If she says she's innocent, then that means she's innocent. Lawyers must trust in their clients to the bitter end. That's just what we do. You lame brain. Do what you will. Well, I'm going in. Let's go, Shadow. Be careful. That manhole cover was kind of bent. The edge of it was kind of like flapped up a little bit. Wait, come back here. It's pitch black down here. Can't see a thing. I don't know why that was so funny to me. Just that sudden wham out of nowhere. What are you eating? No, it's my drink. It's my green tea. Ah! Ooh. Ow. Ah. Ooh. Well, now his front and his back hurts. What happened? I went down the manhole and then... Oh, you finally came to. Ah! I remember that face anywhere. And that dragon symbol on his armband. That's the mark of the rebels. There could be no mistake. It's him. That's a rebel. Yikes! Sorry, I got a little rough with you back there. Thought you were the cops. Why are you making that face? Hey, want an apple? Wow, he's eating everything, including the core. He's like Chris in Chapter 4. At least he's eating actual food instead of crispy lizards. He's Ryuk. Whew, thought he was going to kill me. I'll pass on the apple, but thanks. I don't mind a good apple, but not right now. What is this place? This is the office of my brother-in-arms, Dirk. But right now, we're using it as a rebel safe house. Wait, back up a sec. What kind of office is this exactly? A law office. What else? Christened food preference and weapon preference. Really? Dirk used to be a lawyer? Yup, just like you. Khura'inese public enemy #1 is an ex-lawyer. Didn't see that coming. But I don't suppose I'll be coming around here anymore. You won't? Are you playing to flee or something? It's just, I want to get out of the rebel business. Tired of being hounded by the cops and all that. So I came by today to pick up the last of my stuff. Spider. Yeah, there's a spider. Really? Gonna sell Dirk's info to the Minister of Justice and slip out of Khura'in. Wait a second. You're a key person of interest in this case. You can't go running off like that. Relax, will you? I'll tell you whatever you need to know. There it is. Spied. Big spied. Oh, and sorry about punching your lights out back there. My bad. So, Mr. Lawyer Man, what do you want to know? Tell me about the murders of the High Priest Tarustami and his acolyte Perezalot. Sure, I'll tell you whatever I can. Don't know if it'll be much help, though. I mean, I'm not a rebel anymore, so... Wonder how true that really is. That's a Dirk. Like Dirk's... Like Dirk? D-H-R-U-R-K? There's a knife driven deep into a photo of the Queen. Guess the rebels really hate her. Better remember to stay on their good side. Incense and white flowers. Flowers are still fresh. Must have been put here maybe today or yesterday. Did you put these here, Mr. A Rebel? Something wrong with flowers? Oh no, it's just a traditional thing here in Khura'in. Pay it no mind. There are bowls and platters of food here. They're still warm, as if this was all recently prepared. You must have a pretty big appetite, Mr. Rebel. Guys as big and strong as me. Got even bigger appetites, you know? But you just fled from the police. I don't know how you could eat this much after all that excitement. Sorry if I offended you. But first, let's start with a little appetizer. Appletizer. Where's he getting all those apples from? Wanna join me, Mr. Lawyer Man? Got plenty of sewer lizards, too. Oh, that's what he was eating? Lizards from the sewer? Thanks, but I already ate. Is this a law book? A dragon mark's been branded into the cover. That's Dirk's law book. Really? The leader of the rebels? That Dirk? That's right. And that mark of the dragon is the emblem of the rebellion. The pages in this one section are really dirty. Must be the section of the Defense Culpability Act. Branding it with the Defiant Dragon's mark demonstrates the strength of Dirk's convictions. Ew. He must have done a ton of research on the Defense Culpability Act. He practically wore out the entire section. What's this thing with the dragon on it? Some kind of sign? Yep, that was his business sign back when this was Dirk's office. He used to be a lawyer, right? That he was, but it was a really long time ago. This place has seen better days, that's for sure. Well, I hope he could put his sign back up someday. I wouldn't hold my breath. Guys get electricity? Yeah, but the power goes out occasionally. That's pretty inconvenient. You're telling me, sometimes it goes out for an entire day. What about the stuff on the refrigerator? Why don't you see it for yourself? Forget I asked. I'm afraid of what I might find. Oh god, there's sewer lizards there. What are these things hanging here? Lizards? Lizard. If so, they're pretty big. Those are sewer lizards. We call them that because they live in the sewer. They grow bigger than your average lizard, which makes them fine eating. Wait, you eat these? What else would you do with them? Here, try one. Pass. I'll definitely pass. You're missing out on a fine treat, my man. So somehow I think I'll live without it. What if they have poop on them? I'm sure they clean them. Also, they fry them, clearly, because they're crispy when he's eating them. Spider. Oh, there's something interesting there. It's a spider. Is that coat yours, Mr. Rebel? Nah, it belongs to the rebel leader, Dirk. It's pretty impressive. I like the color, too. Want to try it on? Really? You sure it's okay? Of course, bet it would look great on you. Well then, don't mind if I do. Ah, it smells all moldy! I can't believe you fell for it! That thing's been hanging there forever! Note to self, don't ever trust this guy ever again. There's a ladder leading underground. Must have brought me in through there. But there's no reason for me to leave yet. Should see what else Mr. Rebel has to say. This looks like a photo of Dirk and his compatriots. And here's one that looks really old. Wow, this was taken about 20 years ago. Those are Dirk's sons. Really? So this is the rebel Dirk in the center? He doesn't look so evil. And both of his sons look kind of familiar. The one on the left is Yudi! Oh, but you know him as Prosecutor Sadmati. Prosecutor Sadmati is Dirk's son? That he is. Yudi was once a rebel, too. He used to really respect his old man, both as a father and as a lawyer. And why'd he become a prosecutor? No the fuck way. Being a lawyer in this kingdom is the same as signing your own death warrant, on account of the DC Act, right? Yeah, that's why Yudi decided to be a prosecutor instead. He wanted to spark a revolution from the inside, so he dove right into the enemy's den. Never guessed it looking at him now. You could say that again. Dirk is battling to change Khura'inese legal system. The will of the dragon spurs him on. We all thought Yudi was going to take up the mantle to carry on that will too. We were sure he'd help overthrow Garan one day, but as you've seen, he now uses the law to do her bidding. Dirk's been beside himself, so he no longer carries the will of the dragon in him, huh? Wonder what happened between the father and son for it to come to this. What about the other child in the photo? That's Dirk's adopted son, but he's gone back overseas. His name's Apollo. Apollo? Wait a second. That bracelet. It really is Apollo! He was a rascal, that one, and his voice could shake the entire room. I imagine he's out there raising high hell somewhere. Yeah, I'm sure he's doing just fine. Considering how far he's come, Mr. Rebel's description really doesn't do Apollo justice. But bump! Get it, 'cause it's his name. Apollo! I've been watching you grow over these past 2 years. That's why I know you're ready. Why I know I can leave Trucy in the office to you. I believe in you, Apollo. Thank you. I'll be fine. Everything will be fine. He's a responsible young man now. Never lost that loud voice, though. So there you go. There's the big reveal number 1 in this game. That Dirk was somehow adopted Apollo as a kid. So that's what we know about Apollo Justice. He was adopted by Dirk as a kid. He had a friend in school named Clay, and then he became a lawyer. And that's it. High Priest's murder. Tell me everything you know about the High Priest's murder. Well, as you know, I don't remember much about that. Banged my head on a rock as soon as I parachuted into the inner sanctum. So when I told you I had nothing to do with this murder, I meant it. Okay then, where were you when you came to after banging your head? By the time I came to, it was already dawn. Must have been out cold the whole time. So you didn't see the crime happen at all? You got that right. Well, yeah, we know his mother is the Lhasa Gramarye as well, and so he and Trucy are half-sister, or half-siblings. Then why did you say what you did then why did you say you did when you testified? Oh, about that. Since I didn't remember a thing, I was afraid I'd seem suspicious, so I came up with that whole story. Does he even realize how much trouble his big fat lies caused me? Sorry for the trouble. It was definitely my bad. Doesn't seem very sorry to me. So the bottom line is you were at the scene of the crime, but weren't involved in it. Got it. Dirk the attorney. So Dirk used to be a lawyer? Yep, he was a force to be reckoned with back when he was still practicing. He was a juggernaut of the law, and as mighty as a dragon. He could strike terror into a prosecutor's heart just by glaring at him. People called it his dragon's glare. He even got criminals to confess and pass out with a well-paced glare. Gotta be kidding me. But most important of all, he would never surrender. He'd fight for the accused no matter how the odds were stacked against him. Is that what you mean by the will of the dragon? Yep, that would be it. Actually, your work in court yesterday was mighty impressive too. You didn't give up no matter how hard of a beating you took. Not unlike Dirk, I might add. Oh, thanks. Even if a big part of that beating I took was because of you. Well, I gotta start packing. Who knows when they might catch up with me if I don't scram soon. Please wait, I still need to ask you something. Go ahead, shoot! What are you rebels trying to do? And why were you at the inner sanctum in the first place? Mr. Rebel's plan. Why were you at the inner sanctum on the day of the murder? Or more precisely, what were you trying to do there? I was trying to escape from prison, that's all. But that high priest was a fool for getting taken in by Dirk. Should have tried hightailing it out of Khura'in like I'm doing. Ah, psyche locks. Mr. Rebel's hiding something, but I won't know exactly what until I can undo the locks. What exactly are you trying to hide, Mr. Rebel? Huh? I'm not hiding anything. No way, no how. I'll just have to use my Magatama on him then.
Take that!
Very interesting that this only comes up in, like, sections where you can't move around and find more evidence. That's his plan. I'm going to ask you again. Why were you at the inner sanctum on the day of the murder? Or more precisely, what were you trying to do there? You keep asking, but the answer's still the same. I was trying to escape from prison, that's all. But that high priest was a fool. He fell for Dirk's line and sold his own country out. How could you say such things about him? He helped you escape, didn't he? Don't you even care about what happened to him? People didn't like having to search for evidence when they hit a dead end, yeah. I mean, it kind of takes you out of it. It kind of removes, like, a level of the gameplay. Whatever. Nope, I was getting out of the rebellion anyway. He should have opened his eyes. We never stood a chance against the Garan regime. Hang on, do you really believe what you're saying? Didn't the High Priest's death really hurt you on the inside? Like I just said, couldn't care less about the whole thing. I beg to differ. This wouldn't be here in this room if you didn't feel a thing.
Take that!
I heard these flowers are offered in memory of the dead here in Khura'in. The High Priest's death hit you... The High Priest's death hit you hard, so you've been grieving here alone, haven't you? Well... Hoo-hoo! Those flowers don't mean anything. It's just a Khura'inese way of saying goodbye. Why hide the fact that you're mourning his death? You're reading into this too much. I told you, I'm done with the rebellion. Haven't even heard from Dirk or the rest of them for a few days. And tomorrow I'm planning to kiss this kingdom goodbye. No, I know you've been in contact with the other rebels lately. And how exactly do you plan on proving that? This piece of evidence ties you to the other rebels. Why did you... Okay, that was weird.
Take that!
I found this prayer flag at the Plaza of Devotion. You wrote a message on it and left it behind for your fellow rebels, didn't you? Ooh. They brought this food for you at your request. So you're lying about leaving the rebels. You're still involved with Dirk and the rest of them, aren't you? Ah! Ready to tell me the truth now? Oh, you're good, Mr. Lawyer Man. I admit it. I requested the grub. But I was just taking advantage of them. I was taking advantage of them, that's all. What do you mean? With my face plastered all over the place, I couldn't stay out in the open anymore. So I just took advantage of my former comrades for some grub and a place to hide. I was gonna kiss this kingdom goodbye tomorrow. Not buying it. You're obviously lying. I could tell just by looking at you. The hot flames of revolution definitely still burn inside of you. What? That's ridiculous. Those flames burned out a long time ago. This proves that the flames of revolution burn on inside of you. Where's the note? Maybe it's... Yeah, it's the law book. Dirk's law book? I'm no lawyer, so what's that got to do with me? Look at the mark branded onto the cover. This mark stands for an unwavering commitment to the revolution. It is Dirk's way of representing the will of the dragon. Yeah, so what of it? You have that same mark on the scarf tied around your left arm. But you wouldn't be wearing that if you were no longer a rebel. I forgot to take it off, that's all. No, as a wanted man, that should have been the first thing you took off. The fact that you haven't hidden that mark yet proves that you're still a rebel. Hoo-ha! Think what you want, but you don't know nothing about me. No, you're wrong. No, that's wrong. You wear your heart and beliefs right in your sleeve, just like me. And this is what I believe in.
Take that!
When a person's back is against a wall, they always fall back on what they believe in. Just as I always have my badge, you always have the will of the dragon with you. Don't worry about that 7-year period where I didn't have the badge. Would you risk your life for your beliefs? No, I wouldn't. No? No, because I wouldn't be much use to my clients dead. Now admit it. You've never once thought about leaving the Defiant Dragons, have you? That look in your eyes. It's just like Dirk's. Looks like you've got the will of the dragon inside of you, too. Yeah, one of the few times the badge is actually needed. I'd plan to take you out if you turned to be on the side of the royals. But I think I could trust you. Can't believe I was that close to getting shanked here. It's like you said, I have no intention of leaving Dirk's group. In other words, you were testing me. You're a foreigner and a lawyer who's been charged with abetting a criminal to boot. And I've seen a fair share of lawyers get pardoned, after weeping at the feet of the queen. The queen feet. Well, I'm going to keep fighting till the end. Yeah, I could see that now. Sorry I ever doubted you. So what are you doing here, anyway? Came to get the secret hideout key from a helper. A secret hideout? Yep, I was supposed to get my next order from Dirk there. But the town's swarming with cops thanks to that murder. Nothing I could do about that. What about the order Dirk was supposed to give you? Gonna have to abort that mission. Now I'm just lying low, waiting for a chance to make contact with Dirk again. You guys don't have cell phones? Hey, why the long face? Thought you'd be able to tell me something about the High Priest's murder. Sorry to disappoint you. Oh, I know. Let me make it up to you with this. What is it? This orb's actually a key. Opens the door to one of our secret hideouts. Can't say any more than that. Anyway, hope it helps. This orb is a key? Yep, plus the hideout's in a totally unexpected location. And being that it's super secret, we couldn't just have any ordinary key. I see. An orb entrusted me by Mr. Rebel. Seems to be a key to the Rebel hideout. Maybe this will help me unravel the truth behind this case. Thanks. Don't mention it. Besides, you're a fellow brother-in-arms fighting the powers that be. If it'll help you, feel free to pick my brain a bit more. Everyone's been talking about the return of Lady Kira lately. Well, my friend Maya is suspected of being the rebel hunter disguised as Lady Kira. Wouldn't happen to know who she really is, though, would you? Beats me. But whoever she is, she bushwhacked me and hauled me off to jail. Even worse, on top of attacking us and delivering us to the cops. She's been watching us like a hawk and framing us for different crimes. Watching you like a hawk? Framing you? Why would anyone go to all the trouble? Our kingdom likes to pretend that its people are free to think what they want. Because of that, the authorities can't arrest you just for sympathizing with the rebellion. So they resort to framing people for things they didn't do. Then that Lady Kira figure is... Yep, she's just some lickspittle working for the Garan regime. Wow. You got any more of those orbs to summon a specific dragon? So he was talking about Lady Kira, then? Advanced combat skills, detailed surveillance, and clever setups. She's no amateur, if you ask me. So you're saying the monarchy is using Lady Kira to secretly take out the rebels? Exactly. The Garan regime is using her to control the people, even down to what we think. Why don't the people protest if the monarchy is doing things like that? Unfortunately, we don't have any conclusive evidence. And without that, we can't prove anything. Ugh, I know that feeling. If I bring this up in court, they'd probably dismiss it out of hand. I'll have to unmask Lady Kira if I want to get anywhere. Goal of the revolution. Our goal? To rid of that evil No-Good Defense Culpability Act. I could tell just by looking at Dirk's law book. Whoa. I have so much trouble talking. The DC Act has turned this kingdom into a corrupt cesspool, where false charges are overlooked and prosecutors are the only ones heard in court. It's been 23 years since it was first enacted. What happened 23 years ago to make them pass such a terrible law? The assassination of Queen Amara. That's where it all began. Do your best. Happened before I was even born, but Queen Amara, the previous queen, was assassinated. And it was the rebel leader Dirk who did it. Dirk assassinated the former queen, didn't he? That's the official line, but... The official line? Those charges were completely trumped up. Dirk was framed, I'm telling you. He was? Plus, Dirk was a lawyer. Once the people thought a lawyer had killed the queen, they turned against all the lawyers. And that's how the DC Act was first passed. Why are you telling me that? Stop telling me to do my best. That's why there aren't... That's no good. Meowdy, hey, Karma. Do your best. Why is everyone saying that? You the best. Did I miss something? It's in general? Oh. Oh! I thought you meant general as in the channel on the Discord server. I'm dumb. Hey, EV2, how you doing? said you were having trouble talking. Oh, okay. I'm confused. Finally got your PayPal issue resolved-ish. So they said they'll bring it to a supervisor. Oh, boy. All this because you have to change regions. So that's why there aren't any lawyers left in Khura'in. Even worse, it changed the significance of the divination seance. The significance of the divination seance? They were holding seances in court even before the DC Act? You bet they were. Lawyers and prosecutors used to hotly contest the insights that came out of the seances. You mean like what I've been doing? Right, it's like Dirk used to say. The Royal Priestess, insights are just another piece of evidence. Right. I see what you mean by the significance of the divination seance changing. Yep, the insights became the only truth, and arguing against them was banned. Also, you bought banana ketchup. Nice. From what I've seen, Rafa would agree from that. Actually, speaking of banana ketchup, I have to get Jollibee soon, because they're doing an FF14 promotion. And I know at least one person I want to give the emote, the chicken eating emote to. So I need to see if I could get that, like, next week or something. From what I've seen, Rafa would agree with that. I want to try gravy. Did become Karen into a customer store because they keep giving me the wrong number. Yeah, I'm tempted. I don't really care about the emote and the stuff, but, like, apparently if you just order from them, you get, like, a little sticker sheet and the code for the emote. So, why not? Like I said, I know people that want the emote that can't get it because there's no Jollibee near them. Hey, Razu, how you doing? So expensive, though, yeah. Well, the DoorDash it is. This kingdom's a shadow of the form itself. It's become a dictatorship where the royals use the fear of trumped-up charges to rule. And that's what Dirk's been rebelling against? Yep. All we want is to live in a kingdom with a fair and impartial legal system. And there's only one way to make that come true. Overthrow the current regime. So that's the truth behind the rebels. Well, PW, my friend, it's about time for me to get going. After all, I am the fangs of the Defiant Dragons. That's a rebel. You're not going to do that alley-oop thing again, are you? Just get into that. See you when I see ya. Alley-oop. Why does he have to jump like that before running? Well, I guess we're friends now. But enough about that. I've already spent way too much time here. Kinda want to try my best to be here. I know. I'm sorry I can't stream earlier. I miss you being 12 hours ahead of me. May 11th, Khura'in Bazaar. Ah, Bright. Whew, finally got out of there. Mr. Wright, I'm so glad you're okay. I was worried about you. Shadow, what happened to him anyway? He came out of the manhole about 5 minutes after you went in. Sorry he wasn't much help. Well, did you find anything of worth? Oh, I tripped and fell down there. Must have been out cold for a bit. Better keep things to myself for now. I figured as much. Have to find that secret hideout Mr. Rebel was talking about. Should probably start with places that have something to do with the High Priest. Barbed Head, I detect a foul odor emanating from you. Well, I did just walk through the sewers, so... Stay back. Keep your stink to yourself. Glad to leave you alone if you'd like. Who said you could walk away from me, you muttonhead? Fine, I'll stick to you like glue. No, that's too close. Uh-oh, Stinky. Just can't win with her. Phoenix Stinky, yeah. Phoenix Stinky, for real. Oh, my back is itchy. All of a sudden, ah! Like Michael? No, I'm not Stinky. I'll have you know I shower once every 2 weeks. Even after investigating the sewers, you have nothing. Well, I'm not ready to give up. Besides, I wouldn't say I have nothing. There's nowhere I wouldn't go if it would help Maya. So what will it be next? Will you dive into a septic tank? If it would help Maya, I wouldn't rule it out. Stay back! I thought it was just a hypothetical. I don't know what a fucking septic tank is. That orb has a mesmerizing core. I must take a closer look at it. Mr. Rebel trusted me with this, so maybe I shouldn't even let Princess Rafa handle it. Your benevolence? Wouldn't you be defiled by touching an object that's been in the hands of a lawyer? I suppose so. You do know that there's no such thing as lawyer cooties, right? And I keep flowing back to that one Meek drawing. I mean, which one? Stinky Birdie is indeed stinky. God. Was that strange patch in her bag again? It's that family photo they took. One with the burb in it. I mean, that's a lot of them. I've gotten a picture from him with me in it. Mrs. Inme said it was taken the day before the Wright. I don't suppose any of them could have possibly imagined what was to come. Okay, this is kind of a dead end. Whoa, my thing highlighted the wrong screen. So it was Mr. Rebel who left this here. What is it, Barbed Head? You seem quite interested in that prayer flag. Oh no, it's nothing. The less she knows, the better. There's a very long search moment. Also, is Rafa going to be added to the superpower people adopted by attorneys? What? No. She already has a family. Maybe need to go where the murder happened. Yes, I was getting to that. I've played this before, don't worry. I don't... Unless I say so, I don't need the hints, don't worry. Barbed Head, you already searched here, did you not? Oh, just thought I'd look around again, you know, in case I missed something. Probably shouldn't tell her I'm looking for the secret rebel hideout. We've a saying back home, leave no stone unturned. Hmm? Oh, yes. You cannot stump me, I know that one. Actually, I don't have a clue is written all over your face. There was a hole there. I mean, there's a lot of holes in a lot of places, but there's a hole there specifically. Also, 1 second. If I'm Maya, Pearl K, Athena, Apollo, and Trucy. None of what they do is human. A burb hole, yes. We're showing hole, literally. I have been playing... I think I put like 30 hours into the mobile phone version of Nubby at this point. I've beaten 5 of the 10 challenges, and I've beaten the first level of the trials. Sorry, I want to show Karma something here. Okay. It's a statue of a bird. Guess I'll take a closer look at it. Hey, this eye is missing. What are you doing? You must not touch that for no reason. Sorry. But that shape... I wonder...
Take that!
I knew it! What? She must be at a loss for words, and that doesn't happen too often. What is this place? Explain yourself at once, Barbed Head. I don't think she's ready for the full story. I don't really know much myself, but it seems to be a secret rebel hideout. If I'm shocked there's a secret door here, I imagine that goes double for Rafa. A rebel hideout in the inner sanctum? Somebody will pay for this. Well, for now, I think I'll have a look around. Wait, you must not enter before the police. Don't worry, I won't disturb anything, or at least I'll try not to. Besides, with you watching over me, it should be fine, right? And, you see... Fine, just please stop pleading your case. I can only stand so much lawyerly drivel. Karma. But I will be presenting all information gleaned from your efforts here to the police. Of course. Now, shall we? I will go no further. Oh, right, you're not supposed to come in contact with the taint of Lady Kira's battles. Very good, Barbed Head. I commend you for remembering. Oh, well, thank you. Wait, why am I thanking her? May not be able to enter, but I will allow no misdeeds on your part. I'll be watching you like a war bot from the entrance here. Told you I'm not going to do anything. Better hurry before she changes her mind. Rebill 1. May 11th, Secret Hideout. I believe this to be a sacred space that enshrines the source of the spring water. That makes sense. The rebels must have converted it into a secret hideout. But what about the Warbot revolving door? Revolving door. Bump, bump. I wonder if that too was originally intended to hide and protect this sacred space. Taint showing taint. To think those filthy rebels were scheming their schemes in the most sacred space. It's desecration upon Khura'inese itself. The fine dragon shall pay for this. I suppose it's only natural she'd be upset, but the investigation must go on. I think I'll start by taking a picture of the place. Good thing I brought a camera to snap me some souvenir shots. Stop that. You must not take photos here without permission. If it's really fired up, she's sticking her head in as far as it will go. Guess she won't be tainted as long as she doesn't touch anything. Photo of the secret rebel hideout was literally built into the inner sanctum. Now to search every nook and cranny. Barbed Head, just because it's hard for me to see your every move, do not use that as an excuse to touch and break things. Heard you the first time. Sheesh. Weapons, and lots of them too. We are lucky we found them before they could be used. Excellent work, Barbed Head. Oh, thanks. If the rebellion ever happens, I hope it's bloodless. I mean, people have already been executed, so... Love how I do the muffled voice. I'm literally just holding my hand in front of my face. Looks like an order from Dirk. What's this? Let me see that. I thought you're not supposed to touch anything in here. This is an exception. Now hand it over. Let's see here. Oh, Holy Mother! What? What does it say? It's an order intended for that rebel named Dots. It reads... After the Wright, infiltrate the palace under the guise of the returning Lady Kira's costume, and search for clues about that incident from 23 years ago. Dirk. 23 years ago? It must mean the assassination of Queen Amara. Wonder what the rebels are up to. It's intriguing and all, but it doesn't seem related to the case at hand. This will not do. I must warn my mother at once. No need to do that. This order will never be carried out. Lady Kira's costume is still here, and Abbot Imi is no longer able to aid the rebels. I knew that. So this is the water source that supplies the inner sanctum spring. It flows through the channel built inside the floor before leading outside. Lady Kira uses this sacred water to wash the taint of battle from her body. It's also not red like the water in the spring. Is that a blood? What's this, a bloodstain? Should probably try to figure out what happened in here. Do not tamper with any evidence before the police arrive. The police? Hey, that reminds me, Emma gave me something for times like these. Thought it might help your investigation. Here, it's all yours. Wanted to bring you a bunch of other forensic tools, but they were confiscated at the airport. Luminal testing fluid. This might actually come in handy. Luminol testing fluid glows in reaction to the tiniest traces of blood, so it can even detect areas where blood has been wiped up. Might help us figure out what happened in here. Okay, time for science to do its thing. First, let me put on these red-tinted glasses to see the luminol's glow that I just happen to have on hand. Then I just press A wherever I want to spray some luminol. Areas where there was blood will react by turning blue. Wish you could stay longer, but you have to go. Okay, V2, thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it. Yeah, the glasses came with the spray. Emma has a bunch of those glasses on hand. Supposedly. There's handprints on that. This is a huge blood stain. Something big must have happened here. Perhaps the High Priest's blood flowed in there from under the Warbod statue. There was definitely a lot of blood here, but it's impossible to say much else at this point. I'll just take a picture for now. Alright, luminol reactions don't show up in photos. I'll just have to take some notes. That should do it. Scribble some red marker on there. That's feasible evidence. Didn't notice before, but the bloodstain looks like it was smeared away in one place. Is it because the Warbod revolving door passed over it? There was a luminol reaction near the entrance. Forensics expert awarded. How dare those filthy insurgents raise their banner amid such a sacred place? Barbed head, you must burn it at once. Didn't you tell me not to touch or damage anything? This is an exception. Very well, if you will not do it, then I will. By your benevolence, I thought you're not supposed to come in here. For once, the strange customs of this kingdom are working in my favor. There's something under the banner. A microphone? What's this doing here? Was someone trying to record something with it? Look! What is it, Barbed? It's a plumed Punisher clock. Why, I believe it's a limited edition promotional item given to 50 lucky viewers. This rare item plays the plumed Punisher theme song every hour. Hand it over now, Barbed. She snatched it away from me. No matter what she says, Rafa's definitely a huge fan. What a fine item. And the switch, if I'm right. It's a plumed Punisher theme song. Yes, now I see. The insurgents who use this room must be plumed Punisher fans. That may be so, but I don't see how it's relevant to this case. There's a plumed Punisher calendar here. Now I understand. The villains in the plumed Punisher are based on the insurgents. Watching the show must have roused their ire against Lady Kira. I doubt that's it. I don't think you hear this song again until the last case. The statue rotates when you pull this chain. I see. Then you must shut the door and destroy its mechanism. That will deprive the insurgents of access to this place. Well, wouldn't that trap me in here? Not to worry, I would come visit you once a year. She's actually serious. A large stone slab, and it's shaped like a magatama. Looks rather unstable. I bet it'd tip over in an earthquake. What's that earthy grass-like smell? It's the smell of the moss that covers the stone. Oh, so the shaggy green stuff is moss. Looks like some of the moss about halfway up's been disturbed. Wonder why that is. One quick touch couldn't hurt, right? Whoa, the slab's starting to wobble. What is happening? What have you done to the sacred space? Nothing. All I did was nudge it a little. It looked unstable. Probably best not to touch it again. Well, I think that covers about everything here. Mr. Wright, you shouldn't have come in here before the police. Sorry, but I was in a hurry. I didn't do anything I wasn't supposed to. Her benevolence can attest to that. How are the police notified? Guessing the glasses came with the spray. Why didn't Phoenix just use their glasses and prop it at the lens of the camera? Yeah, that's a good question, actually. Accidental superpowered assistance inquisition. Suddenly Emma. Yeah. It's your fault for being so slow. I expect the police to work faster and more efficiently. Sorry. Well, Barbed Head, have you not seen enough already? Guess it's about time to go. I got back to the temple and go over everything I've learned. May 11th, Temple. Welcome back, Mr. Wright. How'd it go? Unfortunately, I didn't find anything conclusive. House TF what? No way. I do not understand, Barbed Head. What don't you understand? Why you did not commit any misdeeds during your investigation? After all, lawyers ply their trade primarily through illicit means and methods. What? Who told you that? My mother. Are you saying she was wrong? No, that cannot be. You must have committed some sort of misdeed right under my nose. If that were so, she'd wasted her whole day following me around. What is it? Prosecutor Sadmati has need of me. What's going on? I must go perform a divination seance for Perez-a-Lot. It is our custom for the prosecution to review its contents before a trial begins. I see. The third time will be the charm. My insights will finally bring you to your knees tomorrow, and I will teach that neophyte practitioner a lesson. Looks like the Royal Priestess is back with a vengeance. She's made a full recovery from when we started the investigation earlier today. Sad mad he, or smad. Look forward to seeing you in court, your benevolence. Your overconfidence will be your downfall. It's a slow and steady killer, or silent killer, whatever. Insidious. I can't remember the line from Darkest Dungeon. You will not look so confident when I'm finished with you tomorrow. Actually, I'm not really looking forward to seeing her tomorrow at all. Especially without any solid evidence. Insidious, yeah. Oh, right, you've played Darkest Dungeon. Why don't we go over everything we know so far? Alright, let's see here. Acolyte Zealot was killed during the Wright with Lady Kira's dagger. And Maya's fingerprints were found on it. That doesn't sound very good. I know. It's the very definition of being up a creek without a paddle. The day before his murder, Zealot enjoyed a meal with the High Priest, his wife, and Maya. Zealot? Well, it's also a pun because his name is Perez-a-Lot. He prays a lot. Perez-a-Lot. I also learned about spirit channeling here in Khura'in. None of that sounds very Okay. None of that sounds very helpful. Oh, but I did hear something interesting. That rebel-hunting Lady Kira might just be working for the Justice Minister. What? Really? Our kingdom is supposed to be ruled through faith and laws. You can't allow the people to be controlled by fear and violence. Albie, that sounds like something a rebel might say. It does? But if that Lady Kira really is one of Mr. Inga's subordinates, that would exonerate Miss Maya. Unfortunately, I have no way of proving that in court. Oh, that's too bad. Oh, I almost forgot about the secret rebel hideout we found at the Inner Sanctum. There was a bloodstain inside, but I don't know if or how it's connected to this case, though. Oh, a secret room at the Inner Sanctum? That would be a huge hit with the tourists. This kid really is an entrepreneur at heart. What I mean is that hideout could be important to your case. Maybe, but it's still too early to tell. Ugh, looks like I'm heading into the court without any useful evidence. We'll just have to pray something appears during tomorrow's trial. Princess Rafa's divination seance might be my only hope. There could be some new information in it that might help. The divination seance? But I thought it always works against the accused. Not always. You were there, you saw it not work against you. Really? Never heard anyone say that before. It's hard to figure you out sometimes, sir. Divination seances worked both ways before the DC Act. It's only now that people of Khura'in find it strange. Mr. Wright, I just wanted to say good luck tomorrow. Thanks. Can't afford to lose this next one. Collected all sorts of information, but I haven't even started connecting the dots. If I could do that, I might have a shot at pulling off a win. Rafa's insights will be the deciding factor. It's a huge gamble, but it's all I've got. To be continued. I don't think I'm going to get through the whole next section before I want to stop and move to Tomodachi. But we'll see. I want to finish this by tomorrow. So if there's too much of this left, I might just make tomorrow like all Ace Attorney. May 12th, 9:34 a.m. High Court of Khura'inese. Accused lobby. That's not how the divination seance works, Karma. Well, the case is this part's two sections, yeah. I don't know if I'll be able to reach the end of the first section before I want to switch, though. It's already been an hour. Maya looks exhausted, but I can't blame her. Nick, I was thinking about it all day yesterday. Never properly asked you to defend me, did I? Doesn't matter. I'm on this case till the bitter end. I know. That's why I wanted to officially ask for your help. You got it, Maya. Let's do this. We gotta wrap this up and get back home so you can make your dream show come true. The Steel Samurai versus the Plumed Punisher, right? You bet. You look as if you did not sleep last night, Barbed Head. It is written all over your face. How can you expect to put up a respectable defense like that? I'm all fired up and raring to go. Guess Maya's not the only one looking exhausted. How did this happen, Maya? Wrong place, wrong time. Rafa doesn't seem to be in the best spirits herself. Go ahead, feign confidence now while you're still able. For I will see to it that your last rites are read to you this day. Guess it was just my imagination. Ready, Nick? Okay, Maya, let's head on in. May 12th, High Court of Khura'inese. She really wants to kill him, though, yeah. Day 2. Court is now in session. All rise. That's not to make any sense, though, because it's a separate case now, a separate trial. So this will be day 1 again. Now then, if everyone's ready... The defense is ready, Your Majesty. The prosecution is ready. Let us begin without further delay. Oh, no prayers this time, Prosecutor Sadmati. I already offered my prayers for the latest victim during my visit to the crime scene, being that the accused has already been found guilty of the first murder. Let us hasten this trial so we may put this dead lawyer walking out of his misery. I could not agree more. In yesterday's trial, the accused was already found guilty of murdering the High Priest. And today she will be tried for the murder of his disciple, Pere Zealot. Now then, Prosecutor Sadmati, your opening statement, if you would. Certainly. A-okay. The accused has now slain 2 of the most devout clergymen in Khura'inese. Even the lowest level of hell, the hell of tickling, would not be punishment enough. Then, what terrible fate awaits her? Butterfly. Balgilpokan Hell, a realm of eternal agony. Agony? Balgilpokan Hell. There she will suffer the endless punishment of Jagar by the Galoon of Pulmoten. Furthermore, Galajama. Enough! My blood runs cold at the mere thought of such a terrible place exists. I was going to ask for a translation, but on second thought, ignorance is bliss. Now then, please continue, minus the part about the terrible hell awaiting the accused. It goes deeper, yeah. As you wish. The victim of this heinous crime was the High Priest's disciple, Pere Zealot. He had been training under the High Priest while living at the priest's home. I had met with him a number of times, and he seemed like an earnest young man. How tragic that he met such a terrible end. The murder occurred at the rite of Plaza of Devotion during the Purification Rite. It was a bold crime carried out while the plaza was full of the faithful deep in prayer. The war-bawd dagger was found impaled in the victim's upper back. The stabbing caused a spinal cord injury, what? Spinal injury cord? Spinal cord injury that killed him instantly. The war-bawd dagger, Lady Kira's weapon of choice. We have already established that the accused's prints were on the weapon. Incredibly damning evidence in itself. No, I didn't do it!
Objection!
Hold your tongue. Now, being that the accused, Maya Fey, is a serial killer, the prosecution believes that the death penalty is the only possible sentence. Would the defense care to respond? The accused is innocent and nothing can convince me otherwise. After all, the crime scene was packed with worshippers. How can my client possibly have committed this murder without a single witness? The accused's fingerprints on the murder weapon alone is enough to render a verdict. As such, I see no need to debate this any further. But... Well, once Her Benevolence conducts her seance, it will be clear for all to see. Your Majesty, might I have a word? Is something the matter, Prosecutor Sadmati? It's about the divination seance. Your Benevolence? Stop right there, Prosecutor Sadmati. As you wish. Forgive me for overstepping my bounds. What was that all about? Barbed Head, have you made peace with your fate? For this time, the divination seance will bring you to your knees. I'm ready, and I accept your challenge. The only problem is I have no weapons at my disposal. Our only hope now is that what we can glean from the seance vision and Rafa's insights. Very well, the divination seance, if you please, Your Benevolence. Yes, let us begin. Nena. It's a good time for me to have a drink. This is like a 2-minute long cutscene, usually.
We hold this divination seance in your name. Let the eyes of everyone here be clear, and our ears be unstopped. O dance of devotion, guide the victim's soul to me, so that we may receive their final memories in the pool of souls.
Wright performed. Actually, I should probably keep this down while it's going, because it does block off the edge of the vision. No, not really, actually. I don't get it. Why wasn't there anything to see? Your Benevolence, what in the world? I was unable to evoke any sort of response. I called out the spirit's name many, many times, but to no avail. Just as I thought. Wait, what does he know that we don't? I had sought to confirm the contents of today's divination seance. After all, it is customary for the prosecutor to verify it beforehand. Come to think of it, and that was why I sought to stop Her Benevolence from performing it here. However, she insisted that it be done. She wished to try once more here in the Hall of Justice. It would appear her benevolence is tired from her manifold duties. Manyfold. Manifold? I am not anything of the sort. The victim's spirit will not answer my call, but I know not why, because... the name is probably not right. It is my sacred duty to convey the truth to the divination seance. Rafa. What are we to do without a divination seance? Suppose I shall have to deliver the last rites without them. That's right, we're raw-dogging the last rites. The prosecution has already taken that into account when preparing for today. I am fully capable of proving the accused's guilt, with or without a divination seance. Ha 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 ha! You never fail to impress, Prosecutor Sadmahi. This is bad. The divination seance was my one and only hope. Your Majesty, her benevolence said that she isn't tired, so shouldn't we try to find out why the divination seance failed? How curious, Mr. Wright. Why have you suddenly taken such a keen interest in the divination seance? Yes, explain yourself. The divination seance is for shedding light on an accused's crimes. It is the Holy Mother's hammer of wrath that is ever poised to pound you into your grave. And in your butt. You should fear it, not plead for it. I believe in my client. Plus yesterday, somebody told me something that changed my mind. The divination seance was once thought of as just another piece of evidence. If we were to correctly interpret the visions through careful analysis, then they would lead us to the truth behind what really happened. And the truth will show that my client, Maya Fey, is innocent. The truth is, you don't have anything else to fall back on, huh, Nick? Maya, please, you're not helping. How dare you! The voice of me, Thomas, to be feared, not utilized by vile lawyers such as you. Seances exact a heavy toll upon the royal priestess. It would be best not to burden her any further. Or does the defense feel it could pose no counter-arguments without the seance? No, of course not. He saw right through me. Have to find a way to make this divination seance happen or we're toast. Well, since the divination seance is not possible at this time, I see no other choice. Let us proceed with the trial without the seance, as Prosecutor Sadmahi has suggested. Thank you, Your Majesty. Why, I will not forget this, barbed head. This will not be the last you see of me. Now then, I will now proceed by providing an outline of the case at hand. Very well, if the lead detective would please come to the stand, we may begin. Sorry, Mr. Wright. Detective Skye, I understand how you would wish to save the accused and the defense. They are your friends, after all, but you must let them go and move on. But there's only one way to save them now, by giving their souls the chance to burn away the taint of their sins in the infernal flames. You said that to her last case, and you ended up losing, so, you could go suck it, dude. Oh, I can't do this. All these taints, yeah. Where'd you get Snackoos here? No eating in the Sacred Hall of Justice. Miss Skye? Yes? Don't worry about me and Nick. You just do your job. I'm sure Nick will figure something out eventually. This is, probably not like in their lives, but in terms of the Ace Attorney series, this is the first time Maya and Emma have met each other. I think it's implied that they've known each other, that Maya, Emma, and Trucy all know each other. But this is the first time Maya and Emma have ever been in the same place at the same time. Right. Thanks, Miss Fey. How very brave for a criminal with a tainted soul. Very well, Detective Skye. Please proceed. Okay, I can do this. Let me start with an overview of this case. Overview of the second murder. The latest victim was Pere Zealot. He had been training under the High Priest and living at his house for the past 2 years. The High Priest's widow, Belieb Inmi, has identified the victim's body. He may have been mistaken for a rebel and killed due to his connection to the High Priest. I see. Well, that certainly makes sense. Would the defense care to respond? I didn't spot any inconsistencies. In her testimony so far, and and I don't have any evidence in my arsenal. What am I going to do now? What is it, Maya? I was just wondering about how much the police actually looked into Acolyte Zealot. Because it just might prove to be the key as to why the divination seance failed. What are you getting at? Well, it's just a hunch. Wait a second. During my investigation, Rafa told me about how the divination seance works. If I could figure out why it failed, maybe she could try it again. Okay, time to press for some more information.
Hold it!
What kind of person was Acolyte Zealot? According to the neighbors and others who knew him, he was a deeply devout youth. I too have heard his name mentioned as one of who was a fervent practitioner. I suppose you might say he was the High Priest's star disciple. Furthermore...
Hold it!
2 years? Are you sure about that? We took statements from his neighbors and his fellow monks. They all corroborated our initial findings. What about you, Maya? Well, when I first came here, I saw Zealot praying under the High Priest's instruction. I see. So the results of the police investigation seem to check out so far.
Hold it!
Was Mrs. Inme's positive ID the only way you verified the identity of the victim? Huh? Well, no. We also checked the ID card he carried and the data in his family registry. But what? His personal information didn't match any of the public records we cross-referenced. Maybe that's why the divination seance failed. I'm not sure what you mean, Mr. Wright. Here's what I'm thinking. Perez Zealot was a fake name. The victim decided to hide his identity for some reason. In other words, he was using a fake name. The killer took the bait. The royal priestess uses the deceased's face and true name to summon their spirit. Why, yes, that is indeed true. If he was using a forged ID and there is no mention of him in our public records, then he was likely an illegal immigrant. They are not uncommon here in Khura'in. An illegal immigrant? Come to think of it, Rafa mentioned something about that yesterday. But if that's the case, we have really no way of knowing who he really is. We'll have to proceed without holding a divination seance this time. Look at her talking like she knows what that is. You haven't seen one yet. Unless you were here yesterday, I guess. I always thought that Acolyte Zealot was Khura'inese. Oh, how the High Priest must be lamenting his disciples' deception in the Twilight Realm. Well, Mr. Wright, what do you think? Should we add this to the testimony? This is an important fact. Please add it to the testimony. It would seem to be a fact most inconvenient for the defense. But if you insist, Detective Skye, please add what you said to your testimony. She's probably sitting in the witness chair. No, Emma? Emma didn't actually come up and testify yesterday.
Hold it!
He was an immigrant, so we didn't know his name. Is there some way to track down his real name? No, not if he was an illegal. Have you actually confirmed that he was in Khura'in illegally? Well, we don't have any conclusive evidence. But there's also no evidence of him being a citizen of Khura'in either. Oh boy, now what do we do? What if there was a clue in the evidence you gathered? That's probably our only hope at this point. If he really was an illegal immigrant, our proverbial goose is probably cooked.
Hold it!
Maya isn't that Lady Kira who's been going around capturing rebels. I'm sorry, Mr. Wright, but...
Objection!
That verdict was already handed down in the previous trial. It is no longer a point of dispute, and I will not allow you to make it so. But... no ifs, ands, and most of all, no buts. Hear that, Karma? No buts. The accused was posing as Lady Kira, and she killed Acolyte Zealot because she mistakenly believed him to be a rebel. But that's not true! I'm sorry. The verdict has already been read in that case. I have to assume that it's fact now. Now what do we do? Now I know why the divination seance failed, but... nothing's really changed. Yeah, which means we're in big trouble. If he really was illegal, it's going to be real hard to find out his real name. Guess our only choice is to give up on the whole divination seance thing. Only there was some way to find out the victim's real name. could be his real name? Maybe it's the photo. Maybe it's the thing on his neck.
Objection!
Yeah. Sorry, Detective Sky, but the police missed something important in their investigation. Huh? What are you talking about? The victim was undeniably a Khura'inese native, and this crime scene photo proves it. It does? It's a little hard to see, but look closely. You'll see clear proof that the victim was Khura'inese. Where? I don't see anything that would prove that. This proves the victim was Khura'inese. Is it the tattoo?
Take that!
Look at this tattoo right here. Why, that's a tattoo of a peach? I would like you all to think about the meaning of this tattoo. Oh, the victim really liked peaches? Hell yeah. Well, peaches are a favorite delicacy here in Khura'in. I go for some peach cobbler. They happen to be a personal favorite of mine. The sweetness of their abundant nectars and the softness of their perfectly ripe flesh. They're a blessing from the Holy Mother herself. I think I've suddenly got a craving for peaches. After the trial, Maya. Right now we have bigger fish to fry. Peaches are ish. What? Get. Unfortunately, that's not a tattoo of a peach. It is not a peach, you say? Then what is it? Take a closer look. Haven't we seen something like that before? Namely the tattoo on the High Priest's brow. Oh my. What? This mark is only borne by members of the Khura'inist clergy.
Objection!
Even chat craving them yet. I miss Athena. Well, don't worry, she'll be here soon enough. She was in the last case. So that is what you believe it to be, but are they not utterly different shapes? Sure, they're shaped differently, but there's a reason for that. The victim had the peach-shaped tattoo inked over an existing tattoo for some reason. However, the dark red portion is exactly the same as the mark that all Khura'inist clergy bear. I actually did not realize that. Hey, you're right. About 20-some-odd years ago, everyone did get one, didn't they? I myself bear one on my right butt. Oh, that's entirely too much information, Your Majesty. You weren't stuck eating them often at school lunch, huh? Nope. Also, much like pear shapes, pear is the most meh fruit. No, that's bad. That's a bad take too, Karma. Awful. I'm turning you into a pear for that one. And I'm gonna eat your flesh. Information on everyone who enters the clergy is maintained at the temple. All we have to do is look up a monk with a mark in the same spot. I'm on it. I'll let you know if I get any hits. That will not be necessary if you seek information on the clergy. I have it all right here. Oh my, you never cease to amaze. So tell us, is there anyone who fits the bill? Leave Karma alone, I agree with him on the pairs. God! Next you're all gonna tell me seafood is gross. There is just one, and his name is... Real Nemu. I hate this game. He became a monk 20 years ago. Peaches are better than pears. I do like peaches. I can't eat crab, shrimp, or crab. Actually, same Karma. I'm allergic to shrimp and crab. To shellfish, technically. Though I can eat small amounts of crab and lobster and be okay. Shrimp, though, that makes my throat close up. What pun does that make? Real name. Its real name. The word's real name. Real Nemu. Then that must be the victim's real name. But why would he not have tried to cover up his tattoo with another one? Yeah, there must have been some reason. Nick, that's not important right now. The important thing is we know his real name. You're right. Once almost died eating shrimp, though. That's how I found out I was allergic to it. Also, when I was a kid, I think I ate shrimp right before my little brother was born, and because of that, I threw up when they were like, hey, Mike, how do you like your new brother? And I just went on the floor. I was a precocious 3-year-old. Your Majesty, now that we know the victim's real name, the divination seance might finally work. A lawyer who willingly seeks a seance. This is entirely unprecedented. You are but digging your own grave, Defense. We won't know that until we try. Sure, it's risky, but it's our only hope. Very well, let the divination seance be held once more. Why would a lawyer work so hard to see the divination seance be held once more? You are a fool, Barbed Head, and your foolishness shall yield no gratitude from me. With the truth revealed by my insights, I shall gladly seek your demise. Bring it on, Princess. Because I will correctly interpret each and every one of your insights. You will regret ever thinking you could use my sacred insights as evidence. Also figured out we were seasick after fainting on a boat. Wow. I don't think I've ever fainted before.
Oh, Holy Mother, we hold this divination seance in your name. Let the eyes of everyone here be clear, and our ears be unstopped. O dance of devotion, guide the victim's soul to me, so that we may receive their final memories in the pool of souls.
You faint a lot? Really? I don't think I've ever fainted. I once had like a panic attack and crashed out and got dehydrated, but I don't think I've ever like straight up fainted before. I don't think that's normal. Yeah, I don't think it's normal either. No, I'm not gonna do it. Look, this is cinema. We'll watch this a million more times if we have to. Or maybe like 2. Most of those times where you faint, where if you ate shrimp or was on a boat. But why do you keep doing both of those things? Karma, don't get sick. You live in America now. The American healthcare system sucks ass. So are you the whole American healthcare system then, Michael? Wow! I'd call you an asshole, Karma, but then you just ask if I could eat you. Gingil. Or Jingil. Plumed Punisher theme. Heavy. Pain. Plumed Punisher theme. Wonder why he heard that. Oh my, it's just as Mr. Wright surmised. Perez-a-lot wasn't the victim's true name. And now at last we've seen the victim's final moments. But all we could see was the ground. You seem terribly disappointed. I take it you did not find any fodder for one of your infamous turnabouts. I, on the other hand, have discovered something. Conclusive evidence that establishes the accused's guilt. You did? Ha 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 ha! A most surprising surprise attack. So tell us, Prosecutor Sadmahi, what is this conclusive evidence you have found? The Plumed Punisher theme song that the deceased heard. Please consider this item here. It was confiscated from the accused during her interrogation. Hey, that's my Plumed Punisher strap. When you press the Magatama on the Plumed Punisher's belt. Ah! It seems the accused inadvertently pressed the button in the midst of her crime. This strap is an extremely rare item, is it not, Miss Fey? You better not break it. There's only one of those in the whole wide world. Maya, no! It's just as I said. Your flights of fancy have come crashing down on you. She sure seems to be enjoying this. Yeah, I've never seen her look so thrilled before either. It is time to accept the fact that the divination seance is far more than mere evidence. Objection, that's not really conclusive. Anyone could have those. Damn it, Maya. It is the very truth that brings the hammer of justice down upon the... The hammer of justice?! Shit, we're Delta runing? That is as conclusive as evidence can get. Now then, if there are no further objections...
Objection!
Slow down there, Your Majesty. At least let me make a counter-argument. Oh, what's this? Do you take issue with the divination seance? Oh, I have issues with it. I just don't know what they are yet. That's never stopped me before. When Delta soon... I know. Like, I'm hoping it's, like, beginning of June. Like chapters 3 and 4 were. I'm, really jonesing for it. The divination seance is not the absolute truth. It only becomes the truth after it's been interpreted correctly. You do not know when you are beaten, do you foolish lawyer? I am the only one who speaks for the Mitama of the deceased. If you believe there to be errors in my insights, then let us see you prove it. The victim was offering up his prayers. It was the night of the Wright. Though it's dark, the pattern on the plaza's ground was visible. Then someone was there, and the theme to the plumed Punisher filled the air. The accused held the defenseless victim down and plunged her knife into his neck. The blade struck true, and in that instant, he departed from this world. Also, I'm the type of kid who had to accidentally electrocute themselves 17 times before thinking that maybe plugging things at night is a bad idea. Why? Because there's no light and you kept, like, plugging it in wrong? That is everything that the deceased experienced in his final moments. Ah, okay. By the way, did you have to replace all your plugs when you came over here? Like, are the plugs in the Philippines, like the European-style plugs with, like, the sideways thing on it? Her benevolence's insights have painted a detailed picture, both vivid and true. I didn't notice any holes there. As they stand now, these insights are really stacked against us. That just hurt something. I'll just have to go over each and every one of the deceased sensations very carefully. Victor was offering up his prayers. He smells jingle, which... wait a minute. Heavy, so he's being pushed. And then pain when he's stabbed. Only one of them, and it was my tab's original charger plug. Ah, okay. It was the night of the Wright. It was not. Because he could smell... Oops, did not mean to do that. How do I select X? He could smell Gingil. I don't know how to actually pronounce that word. And the only time you're allowed to cook that is the day before the Wright, from noon to 3 p.m. So that smell could not have been present when he was killed.
Objection!
Ba-boom. Was it really the night of the Wright? What do you mean? It could not be otherwise. The accused slew Acolyte Zealot after killing the High Priest during the Purification Rite. The only problem is the deceased spirit does not corroborate that. What's this? Take a good look at what the victim smelled. Do you see how it says Jingil? Acolyte Zealot shouldn't have smelled any Jingil on the night of the Rite. What do you mean? Let me back up my statement with some evidence for you. This should explain how the victim couldn't have smelled Jingil on the night of the Rite. Where's it? There's nothing that actually says the thing, though. Oh. These dishes are prepared only during the feast, which will start at noon the day before the rite and must be finished by 3 p.m. the same day.
Take that!
The High Priest's wife, Believe in Me, told me about the Feast of Blessings. The feast includes a number of Jingil-based dishes, and they're only supposed to be served at a certain time of the day before the rite. Why, I believe you're right. I'd completely forgotten about that. During the feast, the unique smell of Jingil pervades the entire kingdom. The fact that the victim smelled it means he was murdered between noon and 3 p.m., the day before the purification rite. I'm not so easily fooled. Did that autopsy report not make it clear? The estimated time of death was during the rite. Time of death, May 10th, between 4 and 5 a.m. Yeah, that would be during the rite. Oh, right, I thought I taught her about that yesterday. Forgive me, Your Benevolence, but the estimated time of death is just that, an estimate. Depending on the circumstances, it's possible for it to change. Like, say, being frozen, like he was in the plaza when there was still ice on it. What's this? Like if a body was kept cold, the slowed rate of decay makes the death seem more recent. I believe I've heard something of the sort before. It's as if Mr. Wright claims. The estimated time of death in the autopsy report will have to be revised. That's autopsy report updated in the court record. Oh shit, for once we're doing the autopsy report updating. Edgeworth will be proud. Time of death, May 8th, 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. based on the divination seance. Barbed head, you blinded me with science! Sorry, wait, what am I apologizing for? No matter. The murder may have occurred in the afternoon hours the day before the rite. Nevertheless, the murder weapon with the accused's prints on it is incontrovertible evidence. I will now amend my insight to account for this new truth. But Maya was eating. It was the afternoon the day before the rite. Though it's dark, the pattern of the plaza's ground was visible. Time of death has been corrected, leaving my insight infallible. Changing the time of death is bound to cause some sort of inconsistency. If I had something that showed what it was like on that day, it could really help. This is the jury system before it was a gimmick? Well, the Great Ace Attorney 1 was already out when this game came out. If it killed him instantly, wouldn't he have not felt pain?
Objection!
Okay, I was like, if it's the middle of the day, you should be able to see it. The change in the date and time of the crime has caused a new inconsistency to surface. What's this? You're making that irritating face again. Cease this at once! Sorry, but this is the face I was born with. Now let us focus on what is important, what the victim saw in his final moments. Do you have bats in the belfry, Barbed Head? There is nothing to see. Ground at the plaza was all that entered the victim's eyes. And that's what I find so strange. On the day before the rite, it should have been impossible to see that pattern on the ground. Impossible, you say? Do explain. This piece of evidence shows why the plaza's ground was not visible that day. The thick white ice that froze the ground from the inner sanctum to the Plaza of Devotion until yesterday has melted on May 9th.
Take that!
So in other words, it should have been icy there, not visible. This newspaper has an article that's tiny in size but huge in importance. It says that the ground was covered with thick white ice the day before the rite. What? But the victim did not see so much as an ice cube on the ground. Exactly. And so we must ask, what was the victim looking at in his final moments? If you have something to say, then say it. The last thing the victim saw was not the ground at the Plaza of Devotion. This can only mean that he was killed elsewhere. What? 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 Where do you propose the victim was actually killed? Yes, tell us where, otherwise your argument is worthless. About that. I haven't gotten up to that part yet. Any ideas, Maya? Let me think. Well, it's somewhere green and shaggy, right? Right, but where could that be? What is it, Barbed Head? Giving up already? Not at all. Now, where have I seen something green and shaggy? This shows where the victim was killed. Oh, and that's what the handprints are. Ba-boom!
Take that!
He wasn't kneeling down, he was kneeling against the rock. The secret hideout the rebels were using. The rebel hideout? There was no such place anywhere on the floor of that chamber. You're absolutely right. There's no place. On the floor, anyway. And what did the victim see in his final moments, if not the floor of the rebel hideout? This is what the victim saw in his final moments.
Take that!
Oh, that was weird. You see, like, the weird glitch there? The shaggy green surface the victim saw was one of the moss-covered stone slabs. As you could see, there are two distinct hand-shaped impressions on the moss here. I believe the victim was killed while he stood there with his hands pressed against the slab.
Objection!
That does agree with the seance vision. However, one cannot definitely declare they are one and the same. I concur. There's no proof that a murder occurred in the rebel hideout. Indeed. What evidence do you have of this? I've already shown you the evidence. What do you mean? Please take a look at the second version of the photo I just showed you. You can see the results of the luminol test I performed in the rebel hideout. This is proof positive that someone had been bleeding in front of the slab. Is this true? This information has already been provided to the police. Detective Sky, to whom does this blood belong? We thought it was the High Priest's blood that flowed in from the outside, so we haven't tested it yet. And you must do so at once. Yes, Your Majesty. It appears the police have finished testing the blood. Detective Sky, your report, please. The blood found in the rebel hideout belongs to Perez-a-lot, just like the defense claims. Detective Sky, do you realize what your blunder has done to me? When this trial concludes, I want to see you in my prayer chamber. There, I will deliver a joyous sermon onto you for 8 hours straight. I'm really sorry, but please, anything but that. Nick, maybe, just maybe, this is the chance we've been waiting for. Yep, it would seem so. I hate to do this to Emma, but go for it. It's full speed ahead. The victim was killed in the rebel hideout the day before the purification rite. Then his body was moved to the Plaza of Devotion by someone we've yet to identify. So when we thought we saw Acolyte Zealot praying during the rite, he was already dead. Ah! And that's not all. If he was killed at the Inner Sanctum, that would explain one more thing. And that would be how the time of death was made to look later than it actually was. The proof of which was left behind at the Sanctum. This points to how the time of death was made to appear later than it actually was. If the detective discovers what people ate, would he be a forensic expert? Wow. It's the clock, isn't it? No. Do you truly believe that could have affected the estimated time of death? And why not? Then let us test this idea on your body. Pass? Mr. Wright's body may still be alive, but he very much appears brain dead. Wow. Ugh, blew that one. So no one attempted to cover up the true time of death. No, I believe someone did. This points to how the time of death was made to appear later than it actually was. It's either the broken lantern or the Maya statement with the stained red blood. Oh, they put him in the water, probably.
Take that!
Nope.
Take that!
What the hell? I know what the answer is, but it's just... Why isn't it working? Maybe it's yeah, maybe it's that. It's the snow that was removed. There we go. Why, these are photos of the inner sanctum. I'd like you to focus on this one. The proof is right here in the photo. This is how the time of death was made to appear later than it actually was. Do you see how the snow has been removed from this one spot only? That's because it was used to keep the victim's body cold. And that's why the time of death wasn't what it seemed. The time was mistaken, and the place too. And just what do you believe that proves? That my client is innocent? What of her fingerprints and the dagger and the plumed Punisher demon the victim heard? You have failed to address these two key pieces of evidence. I see your point. Wasn't this your big chance, Nick? Really hoping that the difference in location can invalidate either the weapon or the theme song from being used as evidence against you. Actually, that might be possible, at least for one of them. Really? What's this? You said you could contradict our argument for a key piece of evidence? Very well, let us see you try. Nick, take a good look at the rebel hideout photo. Oh! The defense can invalidate this piece of evidence, the plumed Punisher theme. The plumed Punisher theme? And how do you intend to support such a claim? Since the murder happened in the rebel hideout, there's something that's played the theme song. There's something there that played the theme song other than my client's strap. It wasn't the strap. Is this true? The item that played the plumed Punisher theme song was this.
Take that!
This is the plumed Punisher alarm clock. I believe the victim heard its alarm go off. What proof do you have that the alarm went off?
Objection!
What proof do you have that it was my client's strap that played the theme song? Ah! Do not twist the facts with your lawyerly wiles. Either way, the accused would still be guilty based off of her prints on the murder weapon. And here's what really happened. Victim stood with his hands on the stone slab in the hideout. It was the afternoon of the day before the Wright. Though there have been some twists and turns, that is the truth of what happened. That is the truth of what happened. Did he seriously pull the what evidence do you have argument? Hey, at least it's not... The burden of proof is not on Phoenix for once. Won't get anywhere until I can eliminate the dagger. Most impressive, your benevolence. I see no inconsistencies anywhere in the prosecution's case. No, there is one. What's this? You still claim there to be an inconsistency? Huh. Try as you might, the outcome will always be the same. Victim stood with his hands on the stone slab in the hideout. Okay. It was the afternoon of the day before the Wright. Okay. Someone was there. The theme of the plume Punisher filled the air. The accused plunged her knife into the defenseless victim's neck. The blade struck two, and in an instant he was departed from this world. Someone was there. The themes of the it was the. Yeah, I think I know what it is. It's not that he's trying to push the stone. That's what the heavy thing is. Victim stood with his hands on the stone slab. Okay, maybe it's that specifically.
Objection!
Yep. No, but they were saying someone pressed down on his back from behind. That was the heavy feeling, but it wasn't. It was him pushing the slab. The victim was originally thought to have been stabbed while bent over in prayer, but he was actually standing with his hands against the stone slab. So the question is, where did the sensation of something heavy come from? I see your point, yes. Since the victim was standing, he couldn't have been held down. Then tell us, Mr. Wright, what was the heavy sensation felt by the victim? What caused the heavy sensation Zealot felt? Any thoughts, Maya? I agree, the sense of heaviness seems important, but... There's also the matter of Zealot's hand on the stone slab. Why were they even there? Could it be related to the cause of the heavy sensation? Well, Mr. Wright, do you have an answer for us? Well, of course. I just envisioned the state Zealot was in when he was killed. The cause of the heaviness the victim felt was... the falling stone slab. Oh, it was falling on him. The only conceivable cause is... the stone slab falling over, trapping the victim underneath. What? Oh. The stone slab came falling down on him, crushing him underneath. Right. That was the cause of the heavy sensation the victim felt.
Objection!
While your theory is impressive, you've overlooked a key fact. The victim was not crushed to death. Rather, he was stabbed. Oh, yeah. Or do you claim the dagger was plunged in after the slab had fallen on him? Plus, had the killer been behind the victim, they would have both been crushed together. Well, would you care to explain? Sure, I'd love to. Doesn't mean I can. How could the dagger have been plunged in after the slab fell on the victim? Killer couldn't have plunged the dagger into the victim after the slab fell on him. But what if the murder weapon wasn't what we thought it was? Well, there were other weapons in the rebel hideout. But the entrance to the hideout is right by the stone slab. There isn't enough space between the two to use any of the weapons found within. Yeah, there's not much space by the entrance, is there? So what was the real murder weapon then? I better think of something. The murder weapon wasn't the dagger, and the dagger must have already been plunged into the victim after he was already dead. That means he was stabbed at least twice, but the autopsy doesn't mention that. And he must have been stabbed in the same spot with something shaped like a dagger. Would the defense care to offer an explanation sometime this century? Oh, I know what it is. Wait, wasn't there something dagger-like near the scene of the crime? Something that had a similar shape similar to the Warbod dagger? Present your evidence at this time, Mr. Wright. This shows what really killed the victim. Wouldn't be that photo, right? The Inner Sanctum's diagram? You believe the murder weapon is somewhere in the sanctum? This is what really took Perez-Zalot's life.
Take that!
But that's the Warbod statue? Exactly. The Warbod statue has dagger-like feathers protruding from it. That is what really took the victim's life.
Objection!
Imbecilic fool. The statue is outside of the hideout. How do you propose it impaled someone who was inside? Haven't you heard? The Warbot statue also functions as the hideout's door. What do you mean? The statue can pull a complete switcheroo. A switcheroo? To put it simply, it's a revolving door. Boop. A revolving door? Why, that makes perfect sense. Therefore, I believe this to be the truth behind the divination seance. As the victim entered the secret hideout, the stone sculpture came toppling towards him. He threw up his hands to stop it, but its weight forced him backwards. Unfortunately, the Warbod statue was right behind him. This cannot be! But the accused's fingerprints were found on the dagger. She had held it while rehearsing for the Wright, which is when her prints got on it. Ah! This is a shocking turn of events, but there's a great deal of circumstantial evidence in the defense's favor. I believe that we must accept that the Warbot statue was what killed the victim. Its sharp protruding feathers took Perezalot's life. It's also a revolving door. Now that we know how Acolyte Zealot really met his demise, there's no basis for claiming my client committed this crime. Nice work, Nick. How can this be happening yet again? The divination seance is the only truth. No, your benevolence. It's not the truth itself, but it is a means for shedding light on the truth. Do you understand now? Your kingdom needs lawyers so they can interpret your insights. But that means I have been misinterpreting the voices of the spirits this whole time? Your benevolence, are you unwell? All the color is drained from your face. I will be fine. Continue your proceedings without me. As you wish. I feel kind of bad for her. Now then, I would have the defense continue. Please explain what you've learned now that we know how the victim actually died. Acolyte Zealot was killed in the hideout before the High Priest's murder. That means the body was found at the Plaza Devotion was moved there by the real killer. But only after the Warbot dagger was thrust into him, to make it look like the murder weapon. That does seem to agree with what we now know, but why would the real killer go to such lengths? I believe stabbing Acolyte Zealot's body with the dagger and moving it to the plaza was a warning for the Twilight Realm, a crime committed for fun, to make it look like a serial murder. You know, just a fun crime. It was an attempt to make my client look like a serial killer. That's right. The real killer planned all of this. This forged serial murder case. They did. That's it, Nick. Keep hammering away. Uh-oh. Your reasoning has more holes in it than the cheese you foreigners so enjoy. What? Oh no, Angie. Like those putrid, hole-ridden clumps of curds that only a rat like you could love. Your reasoning, much like your putrid, hole-riddled brain, is putrefied. What's his deal with things going putrid? You have yet to overturn my argument that the accused is the killer. Careful analysis of the chain of events of the killing exposes the truth as follows. Disguised as Lady Kira, the accused found the rebel hideout the day before the Wright, but Acolyte Zealot had followed her there after noticing her suspicious behavior. Caught by surprise, she pushed the stone slab towards him, and we know the rest. I've never been to the rebel hideout in my life. When the High Priest arrived at the sanctum the next day, he realized what she had done. That is when the accused murdered him in order to silence him. I believe Prosecutor Sadmahi has posed a compelling scenario. The defense, on the other hand, has yet to disprove the accused's guilt.
Objection!
Why would my client move Acolyte Zealot's body to where everyone could see it? And why would she stab the dagger with her fingerprints into his dead body? She had no reason to do any of those things. The dagger in his corpse was likely a warning to the rebels. Something along the lines of, Lady Kira will slay the defiant dragons. So that is why she moved the body to the plaza for all to see. Now he has the judge convinced too? Thought I'd finally made some headway. Well, Mr. Wright, about time for one of your groans of distress, is it not? A groan of distress, increasing groans of distress. Kills me to admit this, but I've got nothing to counter his argument with. And I still haven't disproven the allegations against Maya. Is it not time to end your futile struggle? You were already judged guilty yesterday. That makes you a dead lawyer walking. Accept the death that now awaits you, and in doing so, finally know peace. A dead lawyer walking indeed. Then again, are not all lawyers who practice in Khura'in? But I must admit I misspoke earlier. Allow me to amend my statement. I had said the defense's reasoning had a putrid cheese-like smell. But I now realize the stench was from his own putrid body on the verge of death. Now I'm a rotting zombie? Think, who could have killed Zealot the day before the Wright? Who knew about the rebel hideout and could gain access to the inner sanctum? Only those involved with the Wright can enter the sanctum, so... Wait a second. Only a rebel could have known about the secret hideout. And the only person who was involved with the Wright, had access to the sanctum, and was suspected of being a rebel is... Ah! Did somebody come to mind? Yes, except there's one huge problem. A huge problem? What are you two going on about? Plotting your escape from the sacred hall? I would not put it past you, considering you have no means to raise further objection. If I don't do something, Prosecutor Sadmahi will have this one in the bag. Just have to bluff my way out of this, regardless of that huge problem. Your Majesty, I believe there is another suspect in Perezalot's murder.
Objection.
Even the most benevolent Holy Mother would not forgive such a desperate lie. After all, you know very well that such a person does not exist. No, there is one person who knew everything. Does such a figure truly exist? Tell us, who might that be? I believe the prime suspect in Acolyte Zealot's murder is...
Take that!
It had to be someone allowed to enter the sanctum, and who knew of the hideout. And that would be... the High Priest. He could have committed the crime if it occurred the day before the rite. You would pin a crime upon the dead, knowing very well they tell no tales. Have you no shame? Dead men tell no tales. That is definitely a problem. Only the High Priest could tell his side of the story. What? Do I have something on my face? Wait a second. Could this actually work? Oh no, don't tell me I have some of my breakfast caught between my teeth. No, if there's the slightest possibility, I'll have to go with it. Your Majesty, dead men do tell tales. Therefore, I would like to request the High Priest's testimony. His testimony? And just how do you propose we get the deceased to testify? There's a way for the dead to testify. It's known as... channeling. Summon him by means of spirit channeling. I guess he realized, oh, I'm in a court that reveres that, so it could be used as evidence here. What did you just say? Spirit channeling? Has this lawyer finally gone insane? This is sacrilege. May the Holy Mother strike him down. Peace. I am frankly astonished you even know of such a thing. But spirit channeling is a secret art that only Her Eminence, Queen Garan, can perform. And Her Eminence is far too busy with other duties to perform it at our pleasure. Yeah, it might be hard for the victim's soul to say what he knows, considering he couldn't see what he was doing. Yeah, the last time they got the victim to name a killer, very bad things happened, exactly. I suspected as much. That means our only hope is... It's okay, Nick, you could tell them. But Maya, I thought you wanted to keep it a secret here in Khura'in. Don't worry, it's not like it's against the law or violates some religious precepts, so... I don't think we'll be punished. At least I hope not. But this is a crucial period for you. It'll decide whether you become Master of Khura'in. We don't have any other choice, do we? If I'm found guilty, it'll be a whole lot worse than not becoming Master of Khura'in. Alright, thanks, Maya. Actually, there is someone here who's capable of channeling spirits. But even Her Benevolence, Princess Rayfa, finds the divination seance to be a challenge. Who could possibly have greater spiritual power than she, aside from the Queen? That would be... me. Is this some sort of joke? A foreigner cannot possibly have such power. Even the royal priestess is incapable of such a feat. Peace, peace, I say. Is this true? Is the accused capable of performing the secret art of spirit channeling? Well, yes. Yes, I can. Now, Your Majesty, we'd like your permission to begin. Your Benevolence. This is an outrage, I say. First you make a mockery of divination seance, and now spirit channeling? Your Benevolence speaks the truth. Spirit channeling is a sacred rite. Foreign devils, I say they should be put to death immediately. Still your voices. Barbed Head, spirit channeling is the most sacred and secret of arts. Are you prepared to face the consequences of what you propose? Yes, I am. Your Benevolence, are you saying you approve their use of spirit channeling? I will judge whether their claim is true. If this is but another one of their lies, they shall be executed on the spot. Very well then. Your Benevolence, what if the accused accidentally calls forth an evil spirit? Do you truly believe this foreigner is capable of channeling spirits? Oh, no, but I wanted to be sure, as I am responsible for the safety of all present. Well, an inexperienced practitioner could inadvertently call forth a dangerous spirit. But do not fear, for I have a Magatama of parting. AKA the bent Magatama. With that I can send spirits back to the Twilight Realm by halting the flow of spiritual power. That is a relief indeed. The Magatama of farting. That one's yellow. Yellow and green. These foreigners have thrown down the gauntlet. Let us not shirk from their challenge. We must prove them guilty and deliver their last rites. Red-flavored Magatama. Yeah, it's cherry-flavored. Do I make myself clear, Prosecutor Sadmati? Perfectly, Your Benevolence. Very well, the accused may channel the High Priest's spirit. But first we must take a short recess to prepare. We will resume as soon as the preparations are complete. Until then, this court is adjourned. And that is where I'm going to stop this for tonight, so I could do, like, an hour of Tomodachi. I don't want to rush this last part, because this last part is, like, one of the best, like, single segments of a case ever. From how it starts to how it ends. It's really good. So I'll finish that tomorrow, and then we'll spend the rest of the time doing Tomodachi. But as for tonight, I'm going to stop here and switch to Tomodachi. But yeah, we'll finish Case 3 tomorrow, and then next week we'll do Cases 4 and 5. I think Case 4 will only take me like one stream if I just devote the entire time to it. But we'll have to see. Case 4 is short. Cool. Alright. So, don't go anywhere. I'm gonna be right back. Should make a Tomodachi PNG tuber. Like a me. That might be funny. I will be right back. We'll do some Tomodachi Life for about an hour. And yeah. Spirit channeling. Majarna. Magatama.